Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, I hope that all of you are fine and I hope that you people are giving enough time to your studies. Last time we have done this work and now we have, today it is 13th of September. We are going to extend the same topic with some advanced concepts which are there in this chapter regarding Microsoft Excel. Relative cell addressing is the topic that I am going to cover over here. Cell addresses included in the formula or function are relative cell addresses. Relative cell address means when a formula is copied to other cells. Okay, the cell reference in the formula changed to reflect the formula's new location. What does it mean? What is meant by this thing? Excel is basically an intelligent program which understands your requirement. Let's suppose if I have mentioned over here that this is the data given over here. And this is the data given over here. Okay. Now, if I add this value with this value, the answer will come over here. If I add this value with this value, these are the two values that I need to add. C4 plus D4. The answer is coming over here. But if I drag this value to the next values, you will be able to see that Excel is going to change the formula, change the address. This is relative cell addressing. In the next row, it is taking C5 and D5. It is not adding C4 and D4 over here. In the next row, if you will see over here, in the next row, C6 and D6, automatically Excel changed the address automatically. Microsoft Excel changed the address automatically. Over here, this is C7 to D7, and over here it is C8 to D8. Okay, students, this thing is clear. So this dragging, when we are changing the data over here. So in this situation, what is going on? That Excel is changing the address accordingly. Okay, this point is clear. This point is clear, students. This is called relative cell addressing. Now, if you'll see over here in this example, so over here when we are adding the values, so answers are coming over here. But in the next value, the next rows, for example, over here, it will become over here in this case. See this. Over there, it will add B5, C5 and D5. But in this row, it is going to add B6.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
D6. These are the values which are going to be added. Wa alaikum assalam. Okay. Now come towards the next point. That is absolute cell addressing. Someone wants to ask something? Fatma, you are raising the hand. Fatma, you need to ask something?
No, sir. Actually, accidentally, the keyboard was pressed. That's why.
Fine, no issue at all. If someone has got the question, please raise the hand or just directly unmute yourself and you can ask. Absolute cell addressing, what is meant by? User address a particular location, no matter where the formula appears, by using absolute cell address. Absolute cell address keeps a cell reference constant when copying a formula. Okay. So in that situation, the cell reference will be constant. Okay. For example, you have taken over here the cell sales percentage 0.6, 0.06, and you want that this percentage should not be changed. This address should not be changed. The same value should be taken from here, from this address. So you are going to put this dollar sign. You know, you can see over here, this dollar sign is there. Where is this 0.06? This is there on C3. So what we are going to do, we will put dollar sign, then C, then dollar sign, then 3. It is going to make it absolute, that we are not going to change C3 afterwards. It will not become C4, C5, C6 automatically. No, we don't want to change it. We don't want to apply the relative cell addressing over here. Okay, this point is clear. This thing is clear. Students, when you want to keep the address constant, this is the key term over here that we need to understand. When we want to keep the cell address constant in our evaluation, so we are going to apply this in this way. Let me show you the practical example. Let's suppose if I say over here that I have taken the value of pi, I'm writing over here 3.142. Okay, and I am using this value over here in the function. Okay, let's suppose take example. This is the length and this is the radius of the solid cylinder. I need to calculate the volume. We know that, for example, length is 4.2. Okay, 4.5. Radius is 1.2. Okay, length is 7.5, 7.6. Radius is 1.9. Let's suppose you are going to calculate the volume. You know what is the formula to calculate the volume of a solid cylinder? Okay. Can any student tell me about it? What is the formula to calculate the volume of solid cylinder? The volume of solid cylinder can be calculated as V is equal to pi r square L. Okay. So now, what is the value of pi? Pi, this is the pi value. This is the value. And I want that this value should be fixed over here. Okay. If I will take it in this way, J4, so J4 will come and it will be changed when I will drag the formula. It will not be applied in a proper way, you know. So what I will have to do, I will apply over here dollar sign before the J and dollar sign before the 4. Dollar J, dollar 4. Now this is going to make it absolute fixed value of this cell. Pi multiplied by R. What is the value of R? Over here, this is R. Again multiplied by R. What is the value of R? Same F12. Multiplied by L. What is the value of L? This is the value of L. Now see, pi we have taken constant over here. The same value will come from this address, which is J4. And then R will be changed accordingly because we have taken this location R, which is over there F12, and L is E12. When I'll press enter, I'll be able to have the result. Okay. So whatever the value of the length or whatever the value of the radius will be given over here, and when we are going to drag the values for the next cells, you'll be able to see that the values will be calculated automatically. And each time the pi would be there, which would be constant value coming from a constant location. If we will not apply this dollar sign, it will not become absolute value. Okay, and there may be some problem. Okay, this is the thing that we need to understand. Okay, we have to apply over here dollar sign so that this fixed value could be taken. Okay, this is called absolute referencing. Relative cell address, absolute cell address. Those are clear now. Special, paste special. Paste special is basically the pasting of the data when we are interested to paste the formula. Okay, in that situation, the paste special will be used. You can take over here the example given over here. Whenever you are pasting the data, okay, let's suppose I copy this data. Okay, I press Ctrl C and I right click over here and I go to this option, paste special. Now paste special, whenever I will open the paste special, it is going to ask me that what you want to paste. All formula and data, only values, only formulas. What do you want to paste? If I say no, only values, you will see that values have been pasted over here. Only values. No formula is there behind. But if I click on this data, formula is there behind this value. But if I click over there, no formula is there. It is showing me just the value over here. What is the reason behind? Because I pasted the value only because of the paste special option. If I select this, Control C, and I right click over here and I click paste, paste special, and I write over here only formulas. So you'll be able to see that it is showing me the zeros. Okay, why? Because there is no value given over here. Okay, only formula has been pasted, that this is the formula over here, this is the formula over here, this the formula has been pasted, but since the formula is not getting any value at those locations, so that's why it is not showing me the answer. If I will put some values, it will show me the answer. If I will put some value, it is going to show me the answer. Why? Because formula is already applied. When formula is applied, it's going to evaluate the values accordingly. Are you getting this point, students? When I copy this value, these data, and I right click over there, I have got some different options in paste special. If I say that only paste the format, what will happen in this case? Let's suppose change the format. I'm applying red color and some different font design. This one, okay, this one. Anyway, now if I copy this and I paste it over here, I go to paste special. I say that only paste the format. Format has been pasted. Format has been pasted. No formula has been pasted. No value has been pasted. But if I will type over here something, it will come in the same format that I have pasted over here. Students, you are getting this point or not? In this paste special, what I've pasted over there, I just pasted the format. Are you getting this point? Students, will you please give me feedback, students? Will you give me feedback about it? Please give me thumbs up sign so that I can understand. Okay, okay. Come to the next point. If I copy this data and I paste it over here in the paste special option, and I say that only comment. So if the comment will be there, it will be pasted. So these are the options, you know, in the paste specials that we can apply. So in your book, it has been explained over here. Excel copies all in the information selected range of cells. When you paste data, Excel's paste special command allows you to apply many options while pasting the data, while pasting the content. Okay, so paste special is given over here, this shown over there. This dialog box is also visible over here. I have also shown you the demo for the format, for the value, for all, for formula. You know, by default, all is selected. Okay, all these things are there that we can apply according to our need. Okay, this point is students clear? So you have to do practice for it. Now what we have covered, let me write over here. Relative cell address. Absolute cell address we have covered. Paste special. Is covered. Okay. Now come towards the next option. Working with functions. Now this is very important and very interesting. Working with the functions. There are a number of functions available in Microsoft Excel that we can apply to our data. Okay, for this purpose, I will have to open some file in order to you know save the time. I can open some already developed you know data over here. Okay, we take some data. Just like I say that this is student name. These are the marks for physics, for computer, Maths, English, Urdu. Okay, this is the mark sheet. I am going to merge the cells. I'm writing over here that this is the report card. Okay, these are the students I'm mentioning over here: A, B, C, D. Okay, and I'm giving the marks over here out of 100. In computer, all are good. Okay, maths, English, Urdu. These are the marks, this is dummy data that I have entered. Okay, now let me select this text. Let me apply all borders. This is the heading. Now what I need to do, I need to calculate total over here. I can apply the function. Just like we start from the basic, which is sum. Sum, which value? I can add these values one by one, or I can select this range. See over there, what is written over here? B3 colon F3. B3 colon F3 is showing you that we are adding one range, which is starting from B3 and going to F3. Parenthesis closed. Enter. When you will enter, you will be able to see that the value has been generated. How this value has come over here? See the formula. B3 colon F3. And the answer has arrived over here. When you will drag it to the next columns, to the next cells of the same column, you'll be able to see that the next values will be created, and the Excel is going to change the cell addresses according to the next addresses, which we know that this is called relative cell addressing. Okay, students, this point is clear? Clear? Now, this is the formula that I have applied, which is sum. Okay, so in the formulas, functions, this is the function we have used. Functions, we have done which function? Sum function we have done. Number 2, in these 4 students, what is the average? Let's suppose I want to calculate the average that the physics students have got. I want to calculate the average. I'm going to apply this formula, average. Take that, this is the range. Please see, take this range. This is the range for the marks of the physics that the students have got in this class. From B3 to B6. B3 to B6. And this time I'm taking vertically. The range can be taken as vertical, or range can be taken horizontally. Parenthesis closed. Press enter. You can see over here, average 64.25 are the marks that the students of physics have got. Similarly, if you need to do the same calculation for the rest of the subjects, you can drag it. You'll be able to see that in computer there is 88.25, in maths 66.5, in English 55.5, in Urdu 58.25. These are the averages which have got by different students, in different subjects. Students, this point is clear. We can apply the function to evaluate, and we can drag that function for the next values as well, horizontally or vertically, in order to apply the relative cell addressing, so that we can get the answers for the rest of the data as well. Students, this point is clear, how to apply sum function, how to apply minimum, how to apply sum function, how to apply average function. Average and sum are clear or not? Please give me feedback. Students, yes, okay. Who is the student who has got minimum marks? Minimum marks. I need to calculate over here. Minimum marks, I am going to use this min function. In these marks of physics, which one is the minimum, the least value? Least value is 45. See over here, what did I do? Equal to min, parenthesis open, B3 colon B6. This is the range. B3 colon B6. Press enter. Now, if you will drag it to the right side, for all subjects, we have calculated the least marks. And even then, if you will change the marks in the data, the marks will be changed over here in the calculations as well automatically. This total is also changed. Now this average is also changed, and the minimum value given over here in this case was 34. Now it is 12 because I changed the one value over there for the student A for the marks of Urdu. This point is clear, students? It means that when you make amendment in the data, the calculations are also changed accordingly. You are well aware about it. You have got the introduction in your earlier grades as well, but I'm giving you all the things from the beginning so that there should not be any problem, because you have to appear for the practical exams for this content. This point is clear, students? So minimum, we have applied. Maximum, how you can calculate maximum value. Okay, how you are going to calculate the maximum value over here. Please see now the strategy that we are going to apply. For maximum, I'm going to type over here equal to max. This is the range. What is the maximum value over here in the physics subject? 78. Drag it over here. In computer, 98. In math, 78. Okay. If we'll change the values, we'll be able to see that the values will be changed accordingly. Okay. So these all points are also covered over here. Max, minimum. Okay. These all points are clear. And the same thing we can type, and the same thing is there that we can do by going to the function option. You know, I have explained you by typing, but you can go to this option of functions as well that we have got. Insert function. This is the option. Insert function. So in the insert function, we have got the sum function, we have got average function, we have got max, we have got minimum. We can take max over here, okay, by selecting it over here, okay, and we can mention the range. What is the range over here? I'm saying that I need to apply it from B3 to B6. So I will mention over here that I need to apply it from B3 to B6, and will click OK, answer will come over here. So this is another method which is comparatively easy, but I have told you by typing the complete spelling of the function that we are using. Okay, students, so let me write over there in your Google Classroom that we have covered the max as well, minimum as well. Okay, by going to dialog box, you can select the particular function that you need to apply. Or you can type the spelling as well. You can type the spelling as well. It's up to you. Okay, students, this thing is clear. You will see that these functions are also available over here. Count, if you need to count, let's suppose I need to count these, how many students are there. Okay, so what will be the methodology? I will press equal to, I will go to this option, count numbers. How many are there? From which location to which location? We will have to mention what is the location. I say that from C3 to C6, from B3 to B6. So I will have to mention the exact range over here. So we can see over there are 4 students. This is just an example. We can take n number of students. Right now it is already clear that this is 4 students, but I am applying the formula so that you can understand that how we can use the functions. Okay, students, these all points are clear to all of you. I hope so. Okay, these are the values that we have calculated. Now come towards the book again, that we have done this function. These are the functions given over there that we have done. If you will go to our SLOs of practicals given by FBISC, you'll be able to see that what we need to do over there. Addressing, working with functions, working with formulas. Okay. So we have done this. We will see all these things in much more detail, but right now I'm covering the content of the book, which is given over here. But I will explain you the complete insert menu of the Microsoft Excel so that all the things should be on your fingertips. Up to here, these all points are clear? Yes, students. Please give me the thumbs up sign so that I can understand that these all things are clear to you. Okay, formula is an expression that performs calculations. It consists of operators, constants. You know how we can use the formula by addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, symbols, which are there. These are the signs that we use, you know, in our evaluation. Whenever we are applying formula, we use equal sign, and then we can use multiplication, division. This is for the power. You know, power means for the exponent. We are going to apply this thing. All the Excel formulas begin with the equal sign, just like functions. Whenever we are applying any formula, just like if I say if equal to B5 plus B6 plus B7 plus B8, it means that I need to add these cell addresses. But I can directly apply the function as well, equal to sum, and I can give the range from B5 to B8 over here. Okay, I think these all points are clear to all the students. And this thing is also covered in our work that we have done. So I'm going to write over there how to apply formulas. This thing is also clear. Okay, this thing is also clear. Now, graphical representation of the data. If you need to develop some chart, column chart, bar chart, pie chart. Okay, so if you go there on the same text, these are the students' names, these are the subjects, and I want to make a chart. I will go to insert over here. I'm going to take some design of the chart. Let's suppose I take this 2D chart in which you can see over there that these are the students A, B, C, D that they have got the marks over here. Okay, so if you see over here in physics, how many marks are there? If you want to develop the chart for the totals, so I will take this student names, only student names and their total marks. Student names and their total marks. Select the student names, press Control button and the total marks. Go to insert menu and select over there the chart. You will be able to see. Since there is very less difference in the marks, let me make the difference in the marks so there would be proper understanding that what are basically the marks in a particular subject. Okay, let me raise these marks over here. If I say this is 88. Okay, I select these names and I select this total. I go to insert menu. Now see over here. Some students have got less marks, some have got more marks. If I change over here, the bar will also be changed. Let's suppose for student B, if I increase the marks over here for student B, can you see that the bar is going to be increased as well? You can see over here, when I'm making some change in the values, the bar is going to be changed accordingly. So this is a great advantage that this is dynamic in nature and we can do it quite easily. Okay. So what we have covered over here, how to apply, how to insert the charts and how to choose these charts. This is quite simple thing. This is not difficult job. We can do this thing quite easily. If I select this text, okay, when I go to insert, you can see over here that we are able to draw such kind of chart as well. But now in this case, the subjects are coming at the bottom. You can see over here. We can go there. We can take the chart according. Different designs are there. Students, this point is clear to all the students. Okay, we will take some more data as well, and we are going to have this activity once again, which is about the charts. How to insert chart. This point is also clear. Charts in MS Excel. So these are the points that we have covered today, and we have seen that what is the basically option which is available over here. I'm going to post it. You'll be able to see in your Google Classroom quite easily what are the contents that we have covered today. Okay, inserting chart. Up to inserting chart we have done. This is there on your books, page number 107. Inshallah, we'll start from manipulating formatting data. This will be the topic that we will be doing, inshallah, next time. If you have got any question over here, please, students, just ask me. Please ask me. If you have got any question, anything. All the points are clear, students?